Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is January 28th. Welcome to my channel. Yesterday, big gap down. China DeepSeek AI taking down the markets. NVDA had the largest uh, market cap losing day ever. Went below the 200-day moving average. Hasn't done that in 2 years. So it's bouncing back this morning, but what a sell-off. Pretty crazy. Um, so the market yesterday, once it gap down, a lot of times when you get a big move like that, it tends to digest the move after that. And we just kind of traded in a range. And we couldn't seem to break this 6013 in the ES. I did have a nice short. I was hoping to break that level, but we couldn't break that level. So I'll be making a video of that. I still owe you another video. So two trading videos coming your way. And why don't we just get right into it? Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets. That is my edge. All right. I use supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. It's my edge. All right. That's where I look at structure. Hope to help you impart this knowledge on you. All my levels always get reactions. So why don't you just come join me every day to give you the recap of the markets, the market news, the economic calendar, obviously earnings, leaders and laggards, and just a general story of the market. Now, what I like to do at 8:30 a.m. is do Nasdaq and ES futures analysis. That's where I give you my long and short trade scenarios for the day. Once the market opens up, though, new data comes out, and I have to digest that new data. Then a full game plan comes out, right? And if I take a trade, like I've done a couple times, whenever I feel they're educational, I will post a video on my YouTube Shorts. Okay. Also on my X at Gonzo719. And you can also catch me on TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. And the new community I'm trying to build, and that's Discord community, Confluence Trading. You can join it by going to my YouTube homepage and clicking the link. I'd like to see you there. Okay, trying to build a community there. That will also be posted there. Now, every day with the community, you get more interaction with myself, right? I'm giving you gamma levels. I'm giving you my market internals updates. I'm giving you my thoughts in the morning, my trades. You can recaps of trades, my options trades. Okay, I'm trying to start something special there. And the more people join, the more content, more interaction you have with myself. So please come join that. That'd be unbelievable. Now, smash that like button right now if you want to. We can wait to the end. That is fine. All right, why don't we get right into futures watch list here? Let's see what's moving markets. We got a VIX. We got a VIX that's up 20.07% at 17.83. All right, we got Bitcoin's up 1.37, Ethereum's up 1.22, crude bouncing a little bit, up 0.93, 10-year yields up. All right, Trump was talking about a lot of tariffs and stuff yesterday that drove the dollar back up. Silver up 0.66, dollars up 0.458, gold up 0.44, Nasdaq's up 0.24, ES up 0.21. The Dow is flat. Russell up, down 0.04, pretty much flat. 30-year bonds being sold this morning down 0.41. Moving on to the Mag 7 Plus here. Let's check out who's leading the pack here. I got Broadcom, a semi, up 3.35%. NVIDIA's up 2.73%, closed at 118 at 121.64 right now. Meta's up 0.93, Google's up 0.70, Coinbase up 0.62. Now, is there any laggards today? Amazon's down 0.27, Eli Lilly down 0.27. Moving on to the top sector stocks here. We got Salesforce up 1.21, Snowflake up 0.62, Uber up 0.35. Is there laggards? Johnson & Johnson, not really, down 0.16. United Healthcare down 0.19. PepsiCo, did they report this morning? No. PepsiCo down 0.27. Not much here. All right, let's go to the more granular list, a little swing trade list I like to do. And let's see who's leading there. Royal Caribbean Cruise Line Looks like they must have had good earnings. They're up 4.73. VST, I believe, is a power company, and they took a beating, but they're up 4.14. I've been looking to actually get into this thing. Let's Arista up 4.03. Raytheon reported earnings. They must have had a good earnings, up 3.96. What is that? GE Vernova is another power energy. They took a dip yesterday. I've been looking at them too. They're up 3.64. Marvel's up 2.96. Autodesk up 2.32. Affirm up 2.14. And IonQ, which is a quantum computing stock, up 2%. Bunch of other semis up. But let's go laggards. Let's see laggards here. Now we got JetBlue. JetBlue, they report earnings. Let's see here. Yes, JetBlue reported earnings. It must have not been good. Down 8.03%. Soundhound's down 4.83. Lockheed Martin reported earnings. That must not have been good. Down 3.28. ASML, they report earnings tomorrow before the open. They are down 1.28. Okay, that's your laggards. That's your laggards. All right, moving on to the sectors, the guts of the market here. Semiconductors up 1.01%. They were up more before, but up 1.01. Technology is up 0.56. Of course, technology encompasses semiconductors. Energy up 0.17. Is there laggards? Real estate don't matter. Staples down 0.14. All right. Really not a lot of weakness in the market today. All right. Now, let's look at economic calendar. Today, durable goods at 8:30, S&P Case-Shiller home price at 9 a.m. and consumer confidence at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is the one I'd be looking for to maybe move a market. That's basically the economic calendar. Let's look at daily charts here. So after the close, Starbucks, let's see here, Stryker, they all reported. I'm sorry, scratch that. Before the open today was Boeing, General Motors, Lockheed Martin, Royal Caribbean, Raytheon, JetBlue. Okay. Now after the close today, Starbucks, SAP, Lending Club, and Stryker. All right. Now before the open tomorrow, ASML, a semi, Progressive Insurance, T-Mobile, ADP, because Tiva, and Nasdaq. So that's before the open, and that's your earnings. Okay. Back to the economic calendar. Let's go over some news. All right. So NVDA stock rose 2.2 with the artificial intelligence darling clawing back some of the previous session's steep losses, with the chip making giant slumped over 16%, erasing nearly 600 billion in stock market value, its worst ever drop. General Motors stock fell 0.5 after the auto giant swung to a loss in the fourth quarter on huge charges related to China. All right. Royal Caribbean stock rose 5.1 after the cruise operator reported better than expected fourth quarter earnings. Boeing stock rose 0.5 after Chief Executive Officer Kelly Ortberg detailed plans for a turnaround after the aircraft manufacturer posted its sixth consecutive annual loss. Victoria's Secret stock rose 3.9 after Barclays upgraded stance on the lingerie chain. JetBlue stock slumps 8.5 after the carrier reported a hefty loss for fourth quarter of 2024. Kimberly-Clark stock fell 1.1 after the consumer goods giant fourth quarter profits fell short of estimates. And then Raytheon stock rose 2% after the aerospace and defense company posted higher than expected quarter results. Okay, let's look if there's anything more to note here. All right, it says tech sell-off deepens as DeepSeek upsets global AI race. We took one over. Let's see here. Preview: Microsoft's cloud growth in focus as doubts grow over AI spending. Let's see. If I don't go over anything, this is just if there's any more news. Let's see. ASML investors will seek reassurance of the company's AI-dependent growth outlook for 2025 is secure despite a sell-off sparked by China's DeepSeek. Let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to see. AT&T, TD Cowen raises target price to 29 from 26. Union Pacific, Stephen raises target price to 80 from 264. The juice, let's see here. So yesterday it says the dollar rose when Trump said he wanted much bigger universal tariffs. All right, that's really the news there. Let's go to upgrades, downgrades now. All right, upgrades, Autodesk, upgraded. Affirm, upgraded. Victoria's Secret, upgraded. Let's go to downgrades. AMD, oh, interesting. AMD got a downgrade from a buy to a hold. Vertiv, I don't like that. I'm an owner of Vertiv. Downgraded. Downgraded from a buy to a hold. Price targets, let's look at it. So let's look at it. Twilio target raised. Target, that's interesting. Target raised. 139 and 142. AT&T target raised. Talked about that before. SoFi target raised. 13 to 20. Cloudflare target raised. 120 to 140. McDonald's target raised. 334 to 336. Lululemon target raised. 440 to 495. Johnson & Johnson target raised. 159 to 166. Bristol Myers Squibb target raised 60 to 65. American Express target raised 305 to 320. Ally Bank target raised 42.47. Okay, let's see. Target lowers. Let's see. Sherman-Williams target lower. That's basic materials 450 to 405. Regeneron 795 to 750. Pfizer target lowered 30 to 29. Merck target lowered 130 to 125. So you got a little weakness in healthcare there. Eli Lilly target lowered 1250 to 1190. My God. Another target lowered to 970. Iron Mountain target lowered. Let's see what else. American Tower target lowered 215 to 214. Amgen 310 to 295. AbbVie, a lot of healthcare getting target lowers 215 to 205. All right, I think we're done here. I think we're ready for some daily charts here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not sure who's with me today, but if you want to say hi, say hi. If not, stay in the shadows. We're going to go right into dailies charts. Not sure if G-Man's there. Bravo. Chief, G-Man's there. There he is. Pancake, Northwest. Pacific Northwest, the Pancake. All right, let's look at the SPY. Okay, so big gap down, right? Opened here, closed right at this key level of 599, call it 600, right? Because you got the previous week's range was the high there. You got another high there, the previous week's range, and then last week's lows were pretty much there. So we managed to come down almost down to the year-to-date anchored VWAP here, and we breached the 50-day moving average. Kind of got resistance to 90 EMA. Okay, big gap above us, right? Where are we at now? 601.30. 601.30. So we're gapping up right here. All right, so this might be a nothing burger at the end of the day, right? Let's go to futures. Look at that wick. Woo, that's a nasty wick right at the 100-day moving average. Went all the way up past the 50-day. In futures, you got a little gap here above. So let's see what we do today. Okay, kind of got a pivot point there, like 6105. That's what I'm seeing so far there. Let's go to Qs. Here we go. There's that big gap. Now the Qs, right? There was a level in the Qs that I talked about. And that's another thing. I give you key levels every day in my community Discord. I said 213.50 is going to be a problem. All right, in futures, and it was. Also was the year-to-date VWAP and the 50-day moving average. That's going to help it as well. Also, the month-to-day VWAP, because obviously we're still in the same month, and the year-to-date in the month is going to be the same. Okay, so where are we at now? 516.25. 516.25. Notice the difference, right? ES gapping up. The Nasdaq's, the Qs are still within yesterday's range. Okay, Still within yesterday's range. So makes sense. Tech is really the loser here with the DeepSeek China thing. All right, now let's look at futures. You can see that 213.50 level right here. Okay, that was going to be a problem. Still is. Okay, it's the most traded price of the month, the rolling month, and this year. So, and you can see here in futures, you were underneath the 50 to 20. Okay, what's going to happen today? I don't know. All right, moving on to the triple-headed monster. Here we go. Let's look at that bond market. Now, with Trump talking about tariffs, yields start to rise a little bit. But let's see. If we can break that 4.5, we should make it down to 4.38. All right. Remember, bond market is smart money. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar rose what Trump was saying, so pulled back all the way to the 50. Found some love right at last week's lows. Okay. Let's look at that VIX, our little fear gauge. We went all the way up to like a 22.5 VIX. We're all the way back down to a 17 VIX. Still nice. Still nice. 16 VIX is a 1% move plus or minus in the SP 500. So we should get some nice ranges here. All right, moving on to the main event. That's your NASDAQ and ES analysis here. All right. So this is your market profile, your volume profile. Let's recap what we did yesterday. Okay, so yesterday you had what's called an open drive. So we opened and we drove up, right? And then what I was looking for, let's do a couple things here. I wrote it in my Discord. But this level here was very important, right? The 59.88 level. As long as we stayed above that, that's kind of bullish structure. Okay, it's a major level. The Nasdaq had 213.50 above it, and it was struggling. So this is just trading how it goes. Once the Nasdaq struggled, okay, and this is the ES, but I'm saying the Nasdaq struggled when the ES was up here. I shorted, and I didn't like what I'm seeing, and I put my stop on break because I got nice move down, and I put my stop at a break even, and I was like, okay, I didn't fully trust it, and it nipped me, but then rolled over. I think my entry was something like 60.44, something like that. It would have been a nice big trade, 30 points or something like that. So once we came down here, I got long in demand and took some off here at about, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 points or something like that. And then I put my stop at breaking because I didn't trust it. Nipped out. Right? Then I was like, okay, the SPY hit the gamma flip point and the 15-minute 9 EMA, and tech started to roll over. Tech started to get weak. So I shorted here, and I rode that down all the way, like a 6-point stop, took 12-point profit off 75% of my position, and I was like, oh man, this flow's got to break. And then it just never broke, pushed up, and hit my trailing stop. So, good, decent day. Can't complain about it, but just wanted to go over that. And then we could not break this low, and we wound up going up and closing up here. Okay, so that's the recap. Now, if we're looking at our profile, we have a double distribution here. So you got excess from the gap down, you got distribution here, you got thin volume here, that's the gap, and a distribution here. Okay. Most traded price of the week is still, what do we here? 61.28. Okay, this could change down here. We'll have to see. All right, market's holding that major level, 59.88. Okay, now we are gapping up, so gap fills 60.56. Okay, gap fills 60.56. Now 60.50 is less. Geez, there's a lot of large orders hitting the tape. This news came out. Durable goods. Let's see here. So this level 60.50 is last week's. I'm sorry, that's yesterday's close. So scratch that. I almost thought that was going to be this week's last week's lows right here. So notice the market kept last week's lows here. Now man, it's a lot of large orders hitting that tape, huh? So let's look at some levels today. All right, let's look at some levels today. Now we know I have supply up here. Market came into this supply. Now sold off a little bit. Okay, so we know we got supply there. Okay, we have a gap right now. The gap is disappearing. That's at 60.56. So we might not have a gap when we open. Okay, you got a very balanced session, and now we have demand here. Okay, right there. Bulls want to defend that, right? Also, you got yesterday's most traded price, around 60.26. Looks to be a prominent POC as well, so that just means that this could market retest this level as well. So these are all bullish points to find support. Okay, now you got that big gap that's unfilled above us and a gap below. Okay, trying to look for any other levels that could be important. I think we just talked about them, and I think we're ready for some scenarios here. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start with the bull scenario. All right, demand here, right here. Okay, a direct reaction would be a low volume node. Generally, when you come to high volume nodes, they act as magnets and they kind of hang out there a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes it doesn't, but that's generally the difference between a high volume node and a low volume node. All right, because low volume nodes are generally support and resistance levels. Okay, so I'm trying to see, like a low volume node would be right here, right? 61.20. So that's just support and resistance. If we look to the left and draw a line here, right, that's the support here. It's also resistance here. So a low volume node, if the market was going to come just like a support and resistance, it could bust it or it could act as resistance, right? And you get reactions off them. So let me back up here, what I was writing here. Okay, so then we have our week low, all right, our confluence low. Right here, your overnight lows line up with 60.26, the prominent POC from yesterday. Okay, so in a bullish case, I want to see how we react. In here, you got the close, demand here. What do? Do we start pushing up? Do we break the supply, start going up to try to fill this gap? Maybe work our way back up to the most traded price of the week. Okay, same thing can happen here. You can get like a little bit of a bear trap here, push down into here, find a higher low and move higher. Okay, now you do have a demand zone here. Okay, I'd be a little cautious here because this level 60.13 now is susceptible to get broken. All right, and I'm not saying you couldn't pull back here and get bought because you have this major level of 59.88. All right, so I'd have to see the market be neutral, not super weak. If we flew down here, that's the only way I would look at a long. And if we did, I don't know if we how far high we go. Maybe we only go to this supply zone. All right, that's the bull side. Let's go to the bear side. And right now we know we have supply here. Already caused resistance there, right? I didn't talk about this before, but the most traded price of the overnight is like 60.50. Okay, and then you have supply here. We have our confluence low here with the most traded price of yesterday and the overnight low. You have that 59.88 most traded price of the year with the anchored VWAP of the year and the month. Okay, so we could do this, get resistance, and then if we come through the most traded price of the overnight, we test this demand, right? If we break this demand, our next thing is that weak confluence low, 60.32, and that prominent POC. We break that. I think we do test yesterday's lows and this major price level. If we happen to break that and find acceptance below it, you got a gap down here. All right, then you can hit the overnight lows of yesterday, 59.48. There's a pocket here which shouldn't cause much because of the gap, right? You can go right down and fill this gap. Now, do I think that happens? I don't know. That is just the scenarios, right? I gotta flow like water. Right? You gotta flow like water here, because like I don't want to get too much of a bias, okay? Because then that you get confirmation bias, okay? So let's move on to the Nasdaq. Let's see, the structure is going to be different. It will, because you know the ES is already, well, it was gapping up. Now it's not. But let's look at the Nasdaq now. Nasdaq has some key levels here. Okay, let's look at it. So yesterday it had an open test drive, boop, right? And there's the problem, right? Now this level moved around on me a little bit, but this really level 213.50, this level was a problem for the Nasdaq. Remember, I said it had to find acceptance over this level. See this? It tried to pop up and then it fell. Okay? Acceptance did not find acceptance over that level. And you had last week's lows right there. Okay? Now, as far as levels, most traded price of the week is still up here. Okay? Now, this is a candidate right here, this level. Okay? This level is definitely a candidate. And right off the bat, I'm seeing some. Obviously, we got this big most traded price of this year, most traded price of the month, and it's in a range, right? It's like from 220, 212.77 to about, it's a big area, 213.60. Okay. Now we have a confluence high here. 214.18 is the basically the overnight high in yesterday's high. That is wants to be sold. And guess what else is there? Month to date VWAP, year to date VWAP, right there. So far, that has been resistance. So, like I said, sellers want to defend there. And if you can't find acceptance over this major level, and we start to do this, yeah, you could get ugly. Okay? It could get real ugly. But if the bulls happen to go like this, break this, and start to work off this supply, they can move up. That's why this level is so important. Look at it like a bull bear line. Okay? Look at it like a bull bear line. Now you can see this range was so big. We're still within this overnight range. Okay? So, let's do it. Let's go into scenarios here. Let's do bull first. Not because I'm bullish, just because I'm doing bull first. Okay? Price is right here. So let me put these to the back a little bit so we can see a little better. give me one sec. I just want to throw these to the back so we can see a little better. Okay, so bull case. We have demand zone right here, right in this mess, right there. We did a view ups right there. So what do I want to see, right? What I want to see is if we can push up here, right? This would be key. Push up here, break the confluence high, 214.18 to 214. Remember this level I told you it was very key. If you break that, let's say you just pushed back down, that would be nice. Nice pullback, and try to take out this supply zone and see if you can work yourself up because you're in the gap to try to fill that gap. I don't know if that happens. You know, that's probably the only long I'm interested in. Now, there's a bunch of different ways this can happen. Okay, you can come straight up here, break that, and then hold. Okay, but that's really because if we start to go under here, not too crazy about a long. Okay, now bear side, this week high, this confluence high here, 214.18 at 23. Month to date, year to date VWAPs right here. You have a little supply zone right here. So if this market comes up here and gets rejected here, rips down, holds, breaks this demand, finds acceptance, goes through that most traded price of the week, you're going to test yesterday's lows, 210.96. Then you have very thin volume down here, very thin. And you could possibly go all the way down to 207.63. Do I know that happens? No. But it's, like I said, this level, let's call it 213.24, is about the middle of it, is so important. You want to find acceptance above is bullish, below is bearish. Okay? I think that's what I would be interested in the most. Now, of course, we could push up here and go to supply, go through here, and do this as well. I don't like that as much. Okay? I want to use that level as much as I can. All right. I think that's it, folks. I think that's it. Now, if you enjoy my content, please smash that like button. Okay? You're welcome. You're welcome. So, I have a plan, folks. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm going to follow it, right? And then once the market opens up, that new data comes out, right? That new data comes out. And I have to make a decision based on the scenarios that we just did together. If I put a trade on, I'll share it in Discord. Okay, and if it's educational, I will post it to where? To my X account at Gonzo719, my YouTube Shorts as well. Also TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Okay, Gonzo719 Trader. And of course, the main place now, the community you got to be a part of, Confluence Trading on Discord. In my homepage of YouTube, click on the link, join the community. All right, and I hope to interact with anybody who joins. Ask me questions. There's a question channel. Give a lot of information there. All right, for free. And if you're interested, maybe I'll give one person who joins, because I code in my own app that does gamma levels. You want to see your gamma levels for this week and for the next month's expiry? Just give me a ticker, and I'll give you the gamma levels. One ticker a person. Okay, very powerful, those gamma levels. Okay, yeah, come join. All right, come join. And as always, if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Get the lowdown from your boy about the markets, the story, the leaders, the laggards, everything about the markets. Okay, you don't need to read anything. Just put me on, and then you'll be caught up. Okay. All right. That's it for me today, folks. Everybody have a great day. No trade's a trade. And if you want to join me, come join the Discord and we'll interact all day. Well, not all day, but like interact when the market's open. You'll get my thoughts. You can ask me questions. All right? All right, everybody. Take it easy. And I'll see you in the Discord.